Greetings, everyone. Hey, thank you for joining me. I hope you don't mind my satirical title, but I got to play the clickbait game just like everybody else, and as long as everybody understands that I don't really have home remedies for blue waffles. I don't really have home remedies for blue waffles, okay? So don't take that too literally. But I'm just having fun, all right? I'm a cunning linguist. I'm a cunning linguist, let's just say. And so I'm having fun with that. But blue waffles, blue waffle home remedies is the name of this series. And in this particular series, I'm going to be talking in this particular episode, right, of the series. I'm going to be talking about the gateway experience, right? I read in other shows about the gateway experience, right? About the gateway experience. I read the documents from the CIA, and I also read the documents from the Monroe Institute. And as you all know, I am currently undergoing the gateway experience. Okay, I am listening to the audio tapes as well as maintaining my own synchrony neurofeedback daily schedule. And it's good because I consider it my daily routine for meditation. Is very good for centering and getting my own stuff together. But at the same time, it's very challenging because it is brain work. All right, it's brain work, and you're working. It's very hard to describe the challenge that takes place when you're doing neurofeedback. But the brain is under strain. The brain is being strained and stressing, and the brain is working. And the same goes for binaural beats. Although it is a relaxing and pleasurable experience, there is a certain amount of exercise in the brain that takes place. And I was having a good conversation with my friend Marco out in Switzerland. Peace out to you, Marco. Shout out to Marco Gonzalez. We were discussing how valuable sleep is. Sleep is very valuable for replenishing the fluids in the brain and actually cleansing the brain. And when you're getting into very taxing work like the gateway experience, you got to be careful. You have to make sure that you get enough good quality sleep. Okay? But that's another story for another day. I'm in the process of purchasing another waterbed. I've been known to sleep on California king size 90% waveless waterbeds. And even though the 90% waveless ones, usually the soft-sided ones, usually don't require a heater, I go ahead on and throw a heater in there anyway because I like to get it nice and toasty sometimes. But that's just me. And, the quality of your sleep, the depth of your sleep has a lot to do with the quality of your thinking and the quality of your life. So I can't really stress that enough. That's something that you have to do. But I wanted to share a couple of articles here. So let me see if I can pull up a window share and kind of read along. Vice has done an article about the gateway experience. Let's see if I can do this. What would that be? That would be window capture. Let's see. That would be what would I call that? I would call that Chrome. Chrome. Because it's my Chrome browser. Let's get the likes up, everybody. Thank you for joining me, and comment in the window. Okay, that's not the window that I'm trying to. Let me see. There we go. Okay. So you can see this here. I don't know if I should close it or put myself in the corner or just kind of leave it big. I'm going to leave it big. I'm going to let it block my face for a minute. I'm going to go back to the browser and just kind of read and let you guys read along with me. Or maybe not. Maybe I should make it kind of sexy style or whatnot. You know what I mean? So that it's not all up in my face. But how about that, right? Yeah. There you go. That's a nice way to share the screen. Now let's get back to this article. Let me get rid of this modal. All right. Now this is a Vice article, okay? Talking about the gateway experience. All right. So Devin's not just a crazy dude online. I mean, it's really this is viral and it's going on, and I'm very fortunate to actually have access to the audio files and to be able to go through the gateway experience with you. I have not achieved an out-of-body experience as of yet. I am still working very hard toward that goal. Like I said, perhaps it has to do with I've been very good with my diet. I've been very good with my training. Kind of fell a little off this week, but I think it's because of a little bit of burnout. But I'm going to get back on with a good routine. And you have to understand that I'm maintaining my schedule. I'm maintaining the training of other people and clients who are going through the gateway process and the needs of my clients, whether they're going through gateway or not. And also my son. My son is going through this process with me. So it's kind of a challenging schedule to uphold. But I always say, the brain responds favorably to repetitive training in close interval. And we have an expression in neuroscience, shift happens. So what happens when you continually train the brain is you will succeed. Just like if you continually train your brain in a classroom, you will learn that which you are trying to learn. So let me kind of read through this, right? This is a Vice article. Motherboard Tech by Vice, Motherboard Tech by Vice. And it's written by Thobi Campion. Wow. Thobi Campion. Now that's probably a stage name or a pen name. But Campion is a cool last name nevertheless. Let's see if I can get his. Okay, so a few articles by Thobi. How to escape the confines of time and space, according to the CIA. In the 80s, the spy agency investigated the gateway experience technique to alter consciousness and ultimately escape space-time. Here is everything you need to know. Okay, now I'm not going to really go through all of this because that's someone else's article. I invite you to go to vice.com and check this article out, okay, because it's very good. Let's see. The intrigue revolves around a classified 1983 CIA report on a technique called the gateway experience, which is a training system designed to focus brainwave output to alter consciousness and ultimately escape the restrictions of time and space. The CIA was interested in all sorts of psychic research at the time, including the theory and applications of remote viewing. That's the purpose that I'm studying it for, which is when someone views real events with only the power of their mind. The documents have since been declassified and are available to view. Have you had an experience with Monroe Institute? No, I haven't, but I'm not going to read that part. This is a comprehensive excavation of the gateway process report. The first section provides a timeline of the key historical developments that led to the CIA's investigation and subsequent experimentations. The second section is a review of the gateway process report. It opens with a wall of theoretical context, on the other side of which lies enough understanding to begin to grasp the principles underlying the gateway experience training. The last section outlines the gateway technique itself and steps that go into achieving space-time transcendence. Let's go. Now, like I said, this sounds crazy, but it's not crazy. It's real. Okay? These illustrations that you see are illustrations from the CIA report that was done by a lieutenant colonel. I think he was Army. He may have been Air Force. The ranks are the same. They follow the same for officers in both branches of the service. But let me just do a little check here. Check my levels. Make sure my sound is coming through. Yeah. See if my cousins are watching me online. Go ahead and put something in the comment. Say something in the comments so that I know you're here. It's important that you're here, that you're visiting, and it's important that you get the. It's important that you get the likes up and the activity up so that they show this to other people. I just want to check my traffic before I go on, before we delve deeper into this, right? Here we go. Live streaming. Okay, let me check this out. All right. So, yes, here we are. Okay, now back to the article. I'm not going to read it all to you, okay? I'm just going to dab through it. In 1950s, Robert Monroe, a radio broadcasting executive, begins producing evidence that specific sound patterns have identifiable effects on human capabilities. These include alertness, sleepiness, and expanded states of consciousness. That's in the 50s. Now, you remember, this is at the same time that George Van Tassel, 1952, I believe it is, the year my father was born. This is the same time that Van Tassel had his close encounter with extraterrestrial beings who gave him the instructions for building the Integratron. 1956, Monroe forms a research and development division inside of his radio program production corporation, RAM Enterprises. I guess that's Robert A. Monroe, right? The goal is to study sound's effect on human consciousness. He was obsessed with sleep learning, or hypnopedia, which exposes sleepers to sound recordings to boost memory of previously learned information. Now, I do have experience with hypnopedia because I sleep right now with either the Gateway Experience audio files on or self-hypnosis audio files. So this is something that I do have considerable experience with. Thanks to Bob Monroe and thanks to the work of HemiSync, which is his product. The HemiSync products are all from the Monroe Institute. 1958, while experimenting with sleep learning, Monroe discovers an unusual phenomenon. He describes it as sensations of paralysis and vibration accompanied by bright light. It allegedly happens 9 times over the preceding 6 weeks and culminates in an out-of-body experience. Okay. 1962, RAM Enterprises moves to Virginia and renames itself Monroe Industries. It becomes an active in radio station ownership, cable television, and later in the production and sale of audio cassettes. These cassettes contain applied learnings from the corporate research program, which is renamed the Monroe Institute. See, Mr. Monroe was not about making money. He was very smart in that regard. And thanks to him for that, because that empowered him to produce the work that we're dealing with right now. 1971, Monroe publishes Journeys Out of the Body, a book that is credited with popularizing the term out-of-body experience. Now, I want you guys to go to the Monroe Institute YouTube channel, because there are a lot of videos where you can listen to Bob Monroe speak And you can see he had the million-mile stare in his eyes. This man has seen some things, and you can tell. 1972, a classified report circulates in the United States military and intelligence communities. It claims that the Soviet Union is pouring money into research involving ESP and psychokinesis for espionage purposes. Today, there is an entire classification of spy here and in Russia called remote viewers. And I wouldn't be surprised if China didn't have them as well. 1975, Monroe registers the first of several patents concerning audio techniques designed to stimulate brain functions until the left and right hemispheres become synchronized. Monroe dubs the state hemisync, hemispheric synchronization, and claims it could be used to promote mental well-being or to trigger an altered state of consciousness. 1978 to 1984, Army veteran Joseph Manigal contributes to 450 remote viewing missions under Project Stargate. He is known as Remote View Number 1. Wow. So Joseph Manigal in the Army. I'm gonna click this and read it later. Okay, so this is a real person who worked from 78 to 84, and that's funny because I went into the Air Force in 1983. June 9th, 1983, the CIA report, Analysis and Assessment of the Gateway Process, is produced. It provides a scientific framework for understanding and expanding human consciousness, out-of-body experiments, and other altered states of mind. 1989, remote viewer Angela Della Fiora Ford helps track down a former customs agent who has gone on the run. She pinpoints his location as Lowell, Wyoming. U.S. Customs apprehend him 100 miles west of a Wyoming town called Lovell. Wow, Lovell. 2003, CIA approves declassification of the Gateway Process report. 2017, the CIA declassifies, let me check my sound. Okay. 2017, the CIA declassifies 12 million pages of records revealing previously unknown details about the program, which would eventually become known as Project Stargate. I'm going to do some more research on Project Stargate and get back with you on that. The author of the Gateway Process report is Lieutenant Colonel Wayne M. McDonnell, hereon referred to simply as Wayne. There isn't a tremendous amount of information available on the man, nor any photographs. In 1983, Wayne was tasked by the commander of U.S. Army Operational Group with figuring out how the Gateway experience, astral projection, and out-of-body experiences work. I love the Department of Defense, man. They got the money to spend on all of this, man. Wayne partnered with a bunch of different folks to produce the report. Most notably, Itzhak Bentov, a very Googleable American-Israeli scientist who helped pioneer the biomedical engineering industry. Wow. And that is my industry. From the outset of the report, Wayne states his intent to employ an objective scientific method in order to understand the Gateway process. The various scientific avenues he takes include a biomedical inquiry to understand the physical aspects of the process, information on quantum mechanics to describe the nature and functioning of human consciousness, theoretical physics to explain the time-space dimension and means by which expanded human consciousness transcends it, classical physics to bring the whole phenomenon of out-of-body states into the language of physics, of physical science, and remove the stigma of an occult connotation. Methodological frames of reference. Before diving into the Gateway experience, Wayne develops a frame of reference. Let me check the sound. Okay. By dissecting three discrete consciousness altering methodologies. He is basically saying there is no there's no way you're going to get through the gateway without a solid grounding in the brain-altering techniques that came before it. He begins with hypnosis. The language is extremely dense, but the basic gist is as follows. The left side of the brain screens incoming stimuli, categorizing, assessing, and assigning meaning to everything through self-cognitive, verbal, and linear reasoning. The left hemisphere then dashes the carefully prepared data to the non-critical, holistic, pattern-oriented right hemisphere, which accepts everything without question. Hypnosis works by putting the left side to sleep, or basically overcoming the critical faculty, but yes, putting the left hemisphere to sleep, or at least distracting it long enough to allow incoming data direct, unchallenged entry to the right hemisphere. There, stimuli can reach the sensor and motor corticals of the right brain, which corresponds to points in the body. Suggestions then can send electrical signals from the brain to certain parts of the body. Directing these signals appropriately, according to the report, can elicit reactions ranging from left leg numbness or feelings of happiness. Same goes for increased powers of concentration. Well, yes. Wayne continues with a snapshot of transcendental meditation. Transcendental meditation, he distinguishes it from hypnotism. Through concentration, the subject draws energy up the spinal cord, resulting in acoustical waves that run through the cerebral ventricles to the right hemisphere, where they stimulate the cerebral cortex, run along the homunculus, and then to the body. The waves are then altered rhythms of heart sounds, which create sympathetic vibrations in the walls. Of the fluid-filled cavities in the brain's ventricles. He observed that the symptoms begin in the left side of the body, confirming the right brain's complicity. Ventoff also states that the same effect might be achieved by prolonged exposure to 4 to 7 hertz per second. Hertz or cycles per second, so hertz. Vibrations. He suggests standing by an air conditioning duct might also do the trick. Okay. Biofeedback. On the other hand, neurofeedback is EEG biofeedback, by the way. On the other hand, let me do another quick sound check just to make sure my levels are still good. Thank you guys for joining. I don't want to bore you guys to death. I just want to kind of get a little bit further down in this article so I can make sure that bore you guys to death. I just want to kind of get a little bit so that I'm not missing something that I had covered previously. All of this stuff that I'm reading now is stuff that I've covered previously, to be honest with you. And I don't want to bore you to death. Thank you for joining. Like I said, please get the likes up and get the activity up. All right. On the other hand, biofeedback uses the left hemisphere to gain access to the right brain's lower cerebral, motor, and sensory cortices, whereas hypnosis suppresses one side of the brain and transcendental meditation bypasses that side altogether. Biofeedback teaches the left hemisphere to visualize the desired result, recognize the feelings and associated with right hemisphere access, and ultimately achieve the result again. With repetition, the left brain can reliably key into the right brain and strengthen the pathway so that it can be accessed during a conscious demand mode. A digital thermometer is subsequently placed in a target part of the body when its temperature. Okay, that is not neurofeedback. That's biofeedback, and I would like to explore that at some point. Now I'm going to quickly pass over this part here. Make sure my microphone is still on. You can go to Vice.com and read the entire article. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go through this. They have some really beautiful, as you can see here, they have some really beautiful illustrations that talk about that illustrate binaural beats. Okay. Exactly. This is a very beautiful illustration. I'm going to have to save this image. But yeah, we're gonna save that one. But yes, and all of this is true, right? The induced state of calm, blood pressure lowers, circulatory system and other organ systems begin to vibrate at 7.7 to 7.5, which is the Earth frequency. Increased resonance is achieved. The resulting sound waves match the electrostatic field of the Earth, the body, and the Earth. Similarly tuned minds become a single energy continuum. Yep. Very, very, very good. Okay. So I'm not going to read their article. You can go to vice.com and get the article, and then I completely invite you to do that. I think it's something that you should do. And if you're interested in going through the Gateway experience, by all means, contact me. Contact me here at the BiomedRx Health Center. You can go to biomedrxhealthcenter.com, or you can send me an email to info@biomedrx.tv or info@biomedrx.com, and let me know. I'll get you some audio files, and you can kind of try it for yourself. Now, what I'm showing you here, this illustration, this black illustration in the middle of the page, is basically the oscillating energy patterns that we perceive as reality. Not only what we see, but what we feel. So the theory behind this is that everything, matter is particle and vibration, particle and wave at the same time, and that everything, including hard matter, is a vibration. Okay, and since something is vibrating, then it has to be vibrating to somewhere and from somewhere, and the journey, as you can see in the sine wave here in this illustration, in the journey back and forth, right? You get to access the absolute in infinity, and that which we say does not exist, right? And we get to access this little Planck's distance, right? Little Planck's distance, right when you're in the process of turning around and moving back. Because in order to be in the state of vibration, there has to be some local motion. There has to be some back and forth movement. Okay, and at the joint where the direction is changing to go back to the fourth and fourth to the back, that little area, right, that's the clicked out portion of oscillating energy traversing intermediate dimensions. In other words, you can actually access other dimensions, other realities, if you can access that particular space in time, in the vibration of your own consciousness. And you can actually access the absolute in infinity, and you can also get into what is called patterning. And patterning is even more interesting to me than remote viewing, because remote viewing is just floating outside of your body like a ghost and viewing other people and other events in space-time. But patterning is, actually getting into that little Planck's distance and writing your story ahead of yourself, writing your life, writing the things that you want to happen into your life ahead of yourself. Okay. The click out phase. Wayne then shows the card as a true punisher. Up to this point, our discussion of the gateway process has been relatively simple. Well, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna read Vice's article, but I do invite you to read the article. This is some very beautiful illustration that they have here. All right, and theoretically speaking, if the human consciousness wave pattern reaches a high enough frequency, the click outs can reach continuity, Put another way, if the frequency of human consciousness can dip below 10 to the power of 33 centimeters per second, but above the state at total rest, it can transcend space-time. The gateway experience and associated hemisync technique is designed for humans to achieve this state and to establish coherent pattern of perception in the newly realized dimensions. Okay? So, in theory, in Passport to the Hologram, we can we can achieve the above at any time. The entire process is helped. About that, people. Sorry about that, people. I hope I wasn't out. Hope my sound wasn't out for too long. But yes, so this is very deep. All right, this is very real. I'm not going to read all of Vice's article. I want you to go to Vice, please, by all means, and download that. This is also a very beautiful illustration of very beautiful illustration of a torus, because the torus is a good illustration of space-time, right? That time is actually moving in a circular function, and it's it's not linear, but it's actually I guess you could say revolutionary. I don't know, revolutionary. I don't know what the word would be. But yeah, let that sink in, right? You see that above motion sink in, because that is a very good illustration to point out what this drawn illustration is trying to say, right? The pattern of the universe and everything. I mean, this is very, very, very powerful. Very powerful. So, like I said, in the gateway experience, how far have I gone? I've gone to the point of making some very profound discoveries about myself, some very profound discoveries about consciousness and how consciousness works, about epistemology, how we learn, about where learning comes from. I was, previously very, very so devoted to the philosophy of rational objectivism that I held a primacy of existence philosophy, not a primacy of consciousness philosophy. The gateway experience has totally flipped that for me, and I do understand that everything is a matter of intelligent design, and that there is a higher consciousness, that the universe and everything is that absolute energy, that is consciousness, that is the energy of consciousness itself. Okay, so this is a very beautiful discovery. So, and I want you to go ahead and follow. I'm going to open up this link in a new tab and check this out. Wow. The gateway experience from $513.50. 18 CDs. Yeah, I guess it's worth it if you're going to get all 18 of them. Yeah, I guess it's worth it. I guess it's definitely worth it. And what I would recommend you do if you're going to do this is definitely get yourself a good set of headphones. I, for one, am using the Bose 700 series. Okay, the Bose 700 series. Very, very powerful, very good, very clear noise canceling series and headphones. In fact, I would venture to say that these noise canceling Bose headphones were the level of quality of these headphones was not available back when Bob Monroe actually put these gateway tapes together. The energy conversion box, resonant humming, utterance, yes, resonant humming, gateway affirmation, that's very powerful. The HemiSync sound frequencies. And there's a lot of HemiSync that is for other things other than the gateway experience. Okay, so you can listen to HemiSync audios that help you with all aspects of health and all aspects of consciousness. Okay, the energy balloon. Okay, visualize the energy balloon beginning at the top of the head. Yes. Okay. Yes, problem solving. I have already accomplished that. I'm not even going to talk about it because the problems that I have set toward have actually spiritually begun the process of resolving themselves. Not only spiritually, but physically have also begun the process of resolving themselves. And so I can testify to that. All right. Patterning. I'm going to try to accomplish some patterning here in the near future. And, we'll see. Okay. Because I do have that. Available. Color breathing, a healing technique that revitalizes the energy flow. I do have the color breathing energy bar. Remote viewing. Now, you see, that is something that I have to do. Living body map. Okay, 7 days of training have now occurred. Approximately 5% of participants get to this next level, according to the report. Focus 15, travel into the past. Additional sound on the HemiSync tapes includes more of the same, plus the subliminal suggestions to further expand the consciousness. Instructions are highly symbolic. Focus 21, the future is the last and most advanced state, like Focus 15, out of body movement. Conclusions, Wayne expresses conclusion. Now, like I said, this is just one article. There are many, okay? And I told you I wasn't going to bore you, but then I went ahead and bored you anyway, and I'm very sorry about that. But I hope it was interesting, and I hope you go. There are a lot of articles because the gateway experience is hot right now. It's a hot issue. It's viral. We can say that. It is a viral issue. And I am doing it. I'm enjoying it. And we'll see. I mean, I haven't achieved the out-of-body state, but I will say that I have learned a lot. I have learned a lot about myself. And I am enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the expansion of consciousness. I'm going to go ahead and invest the $5 and I am also going to re-register myself at the Hypnosis Motivational Institute because there is a lot of work being done at HMI with past life regression. Okay. So it's not only the classes that you're going to be taking at HMI, but it's also the Saturday workshops that give you a lot of time to practice on people. There you go. That looks like the timer has said enough is enough for right now. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Sorry about the technical difficulties that I've had with this microphone. I really appreciate it. It is 9:30. I am going to head on out. I'm going to head home, and when I get there, I am going to listen to some gateway audio again. So, thank you guys again for joining. Excuse me. I'm going to go back live tomorrow with another episode of Blue Waffle Home Remedies series. And we're going to be talking about more of the, more of the transcendental, I guess you could say, mysterious, the types of things that I like to do and I like to talk about. Okay. Yes, this type of stuff. Okay. So thank you guys. I also would like you to hit the like button, right? Subscribe, all of that stuff. Go to the BiomedRx channel and you can subscribe there as well. I do a lot of videos there about the neurofeedback, a lot of the holistic health side of things, right, on the regular BiomedRx channel. And I'd like you also to hit the like button, comment, share, all of that stuff, right? Get the popularity up. I really appreciate that. All right. And, while I've got you here, I guess I should let you guys hear a word from our sponsor.
Gold label quality BiomedRx CBD oil is made from organic hemp that is locally grown, glyphosate-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, homogenized, third-party tested, and CO2 extracted. Visit www.biomedrxcbd.com.
All right.
BiomedRx Optimum Woman is the only woman's high-potency full-spectrum multiple vitamin supplement to contain 56 nutrients, including those most important for today's woman, such as calcium for bone health, iron for healthy red blood cells, beta-carotene, biotin for nail and hair health, gamma-linoleic acid from evening primrose oil, octosanol, grapeseed extract, a potent antioxidant important for maintaining capillary strength, and vegetarian digestive enzymes. Visit www.biomedrxsupplements.com.
Kind of late to be taking calls. I'd like to take calls, but not right now. I want you guys to have a great night, have a great evening. Thanks once again for joining me. I'm going to keep you guys posted on my personal progress with the Gateway experience, and that of my son, and that of the other people that are working with us here at the BiomedRx Health Center. And I want you guys to stay kind, because kind is the only sexy, as you know. Stay blessed and stay healthy. Thanks a lot. Take care. Peace.